The scenic elements are being designed by Michael Raiford. Michael has this dark sense of humor, a very interesting way of placing something in a historical era, but develop into a contemporary setting.
Stephen's great to work with because he loves to reduce things to their essence. And I think that's so important in a lot of ways, and especially in dance. What do we need to give a piece that gives you something that collaborates with what you're seeing but isn't trying to compete with the story? You know, and we really together enjoyed the dramaturgical process, the figuring out the what it is.
Stage one's a little low, but ideally, you know, you kind of get this continual vortex.
What I think is interesting about a piece like this is you have to figure out how much information you're going to give as a scenic designer and where it lies in this realm of like realism to non-realism. So where they are can be an atmosphere, can be a vibe, if you will. That's how this piece really works. The costumes are doing the heavy lifting in terms of the who and where and what time frame we are in. But then you have a second language in the costumes, if you notice, which is what the Raven and Death are. There's more of a contemporary abstract language. That's where the set jumps off. So I had to figure out whose world is this, and we're all allowed to have our own interpretations, just like an audience, we all have it. I think it's the Raven's world. I think the audience is going to find this really fascinating because they're going to come in perhaps expecting a particular Poe story, but it really isn't that. This isn't dependent on somebody knowing every Poe story, and I think that's important too. But what I do hope the audience comes away with is the desire to go read more of them and find out. And I actually think looking back as they do, they'll understand the depth of this piece.